What's going on, everybody? It's Cooper again here with Unfair Sports and the Sooner or Later podcast. And man, I am joined today by an absolute just gem of a person. And I'm so excited. Sean Hutton, our new 2025 interior offensive lineman commit out of Louisville, Texas. Sean, thanks for pulling up, man. How's it going down there in Texas?
Everything's going good, man. Just got done with workouts not too long ago. I know the heat's not too bad right now, but everything's going great, man. Glad to be on the show today.
Yeah, man. Well, if you don't know, and if you're new to the channel, these types of interviews do a lot of these guys because I like to know a little bit more about who has committed to Oklahoma, just who the person is. And so, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hop down there, hit the like button, hit subscribe. If you like the interview, go ahead and share it with friends and family members. Let people know the quality individuals that this team is continuing to bring into the fold. So, Sean, just starting off full on is tell me about football. Like, obviously you are about to start your senior year, but how did it all start? Like, what really drove you to become a football and a student athlete?
So I know I've always been playing football just about my whole life. I know I probably started playing around I was 3, 4 years old playing flag football. But really around eighth grade when I started to get on Twitter, putting my stuff out there just because I know my brother told me to, maybe spark my interest in playing college football. But really once I started seeing other athletes, like I know a big guy that I used to look up to a lot, DJ Campbell, saw his stuff.
Yeah.
I trained with his trainer, Coach Zach. Just seeing things like that really drove me like to get where they are. So that's kind of like what pushed me throughout high school is like to kind of get to like where I see people who I want to be like and like where they're at. So that's kind of what really pushed me to get into being competitive, really starting to take football seriously.
So that's kind of my next question. So good job on that one. You're already a pro at the interviews, but is influences. So outside of football, who's one of your bigger influences in your life? Who really drives you to be a better man and to just someone you want to strive to be more like?
I really strive. So my youth pastor at church, JC. So that's one guy I know. I've been knowing him for around 2 years now. He's constantly pushed me in my faith and just to be a better man and seeing how he is because he's a younger guy. He's like in tune with our age and on those things in our generation. He's young. He's married. He has his life together. So that's one person. I know my mom. She pushes me a lot, and I really want to be like her. Especially being her son, just not wanting to disappoint her. So those are people I look up to a lot.
So I got it. Yeah, get a good shout out to your mom and your pops. I've talked to them a little bit too. I'm going to be doing some more family related type of podcast stuff, and you got great parents. So let's pop it here. So football wise, who currently are guys that are around you that are pushing you to be a better player from just like a peer standpoint?
I'll say guys like as everyone knows, my guy Big Mike. I know we work out all the time, train together, talk about life. I know we push each other to be better players on the field, but also better men off the field. Because we talk about all the time. One day this game will end, hopefully later than sooner.
Definitely.
But I know that's one guy who pushes me a lot. A lot of my teammates, like my quarterback Trey, he's a great guy. I know him and his family. They're always pushing me, make sure I'm doing the right thing, taking care of me. So, and of course my coaches as well, especially the younger coaches as well. They know how it is for a younger athlete, especially this day and age. So those are guys that are constantly pushing me peer wise.
Awesome. Man, it sounds like your friendship network is a pretty tight network. Yesterday we were talking back and forth, and you were taking folks to different places and hanging out with the boys. So after practice is done, you guys got some free time. What do you do to just to hang out with your boys? Just kicking it with them.
Yeah, man. So I know a lot of times, like today, we're just kicking it at our quarterback's house. I know, like we just come over here, eat food, chill, play the game. Sometimes, like he has a massage room. Do that, hop in the pool, eat some food, and even like other guys from other schools. Like we're real close with people like Zane Rowe, the other commit in 27. Their D linemen like Xavier Bonu and Kyron Haywood. We all hang
Yeah.
out, all great friends, do things together. So we all just like to come chill, like meet at a place, chill. Sometimes go out. Sand volleyball is one thing we really like to go do. So just things like that.
How about NCAA 25?
Yeah.
Have you guys chopped it up there yet?
Yeah, man. So I know we haven't played against each other yet, but I know I've been playing that dynasty mode. I have a receiver at ASU, and I also no, that's my road to glory. In my dynasty mode, I'm rebuilding Oklahoma. I got my team made it to the second round of the playoffs my first season. So next year I'm gonna try to get better, try to get to that national championship.
Definitely. Well, what level you playing Heisman or All American?
All American. I'm not ready for the Heisman level yet. It's just I'm trying to get used to the game right now. It's too hard. I tried playing against on it. It was hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I got too cocky with it. I threw it up on a Heisman and went live, and I got smoked. That
Dang.
being said, I don't play the games very often, so more first person shooter stuff. So,
Oh yeah.
all right, so food. It's no surprise, man. You're a big man. You're a lineman. So you get done with practice. You're coming home. What's the something you want to come home and grab a bite to eat? What's your go to meal?
Usually when I get home, best case scenario, so I work at Outback, so sometimes on the way home I'll stop, get me a steak, some potatoes, and a Caesar salad. That's usually always my favorite meal after workouts, stopping there. Sometimes, and of course, like a protein shake and fruit. So those are things I like to come home and eat. I'm not a big guy that likes breakfast food. You know,
Okay.
I'll eat certain breakfast foods like, hash browns, potatoes, and sausage, pancakes, but I don't really like things like eggs and bacon too much. So,
I like it. I like it. How about this? You're coming home and mom says, "Hey, listen, I'm going to cook whatever you want." What's mom
ooh,
cooking for you?
ooh, it really depends how I'm feeling. Ooh, that's a good question. I'd probably say cat. Ooh, I couldn't even tell you. I know protein wise, I really love when my mom makes catfish, mashed potatoes. Uh, ooh, that's hard. Those are two things I always like though. Like, I really love her catfish, so if it has that there, I'll take whatever.
So who's catching the catfish? Are you going out and going fishing ever to do that, or you hitting up the store?
Now we hitting up the store now. I want to start, so I go fishing, but so eventually I don't catch nothing that much, but I know eventually I want to catch some catfish and cook them myself.
Hey,
Oh
let's
yeah,
do it. Let's do it. I'm about to close out on some land, and it's kind of right between Norman and Tulsa, so we might have to
hey,
go
let's
go
do
out to
it.
the pond, get that thing stocked.
Oh yeah, let's
All
do
right,
it.
so college player, you're about to hit this new level of life, right? And so, is there a college player that you're watching right now that you're kind of watching their trajectory and their process that you want to kind of emulate?
Man, I know one guy I was watching. He was the center for Oregon last year. He just went to the league. I forgot his name, but that's Jackson Powers. Yeah, he's a great athlete, and he's kind of a undersized guy, somewhat like me. He was around like 6'2", 6'3" ish. So I know, kind of watching his film and watching how he plays. He's a really great player, really smart. Just watching how he played these past 2 years at Oregon is really something I want to be like. And even other guys like DJ Campbell, like I trained with him before, and I know we have the
Yeah.
same trainer. And just I've always watched his tape. I know freshman year when he was a senior, I used to watch his highlights before my game. So that's a guy I really like watching and want to link up with, of course, and train with him again. So those are guys I really want to watch and be like,
So NFL wise, obviously Oklahoma has Creed Humphrey, potentially
oh,
the probably the best center in the NFL, right? And
oh
Super Bowl
yeah,
champion multiple times over. So
oh yeah.
when you get a chance, have you gotten a chance to talk to Creed yet?
Oh no, sir. That's
When
one
you get
person.
that,
That's one
go
person
ahead.
I really want to beat. I look up to him. Like you said, he's probably the best center in the NFL. So I know even last year when Jason Kelsey was in the league, it was still debatable. Like he's still one of the best. So that's one guy who I really want to meet and learn from and see how his process was and things I can learn and take from him and implement it into my game. Because one thing I know, he snaps with both hands. I know me and our O line coach, I talked to like I want to learn to be able to do that. So I like pass protections or even run blocks. Like if I have like a nose guard on my offhand, my snap hand on my right hand, just switch the ball to my left hand and be able to block it with my right. Just being versatile like that. So that's one thing I really like about him in his game that I want to put in mind.
Now, Kelsey and Creed and Lane Johnson, those guys are that's a wild crew. So you're gonna
Oh
have
yeah.
to up your game if you want to be part of that wild boy crew.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got to.
All right, so recruiting has now wrapped up for you for the most part, but I always like to hear about the things that happens because I mean, when I'm talking to a lot of recruits, I hear some of the commonalities that issues that they go through or things that they're enjoying, and I like to hook you guys up and have conversations with each other. What was your favorite part of the recruiting process?
Really just going through it with my friends and family that been there along the way, it was slower for me. So just having my friends and as it slowly started to pick up, just really just the excitement of just being done with it too. That's really how it was for me. It was really nice. It was really nice.
What what's part of it that you're like, man, I'm glad that's behind me?
Really just, having to hit coaches up all the time. That's the biggest thing. Like I know when I was younger, just sending DMs. Me and my brother, he'd write something up for me and just try to get it out there. No, and that's the big thing I'm glad it's done because I can kind of now just relax. I can get off Twitter. Don't have to worry about DMing as many people back. None of the coaches. So that's the biggest thing I've really liked about it. So
Did you ever get any crazy DMs from like content people like myself, or anybody that you're just like, man, I can't believe that hit my inbox.
nah, man, I think everyone that's reached out to me has been really genuine. Like you, everyone's just been really genuine, really kind. Love talking to them, hearing about them, like things like this, getting on podcasts. I love doing
Yeah.
things like that. So it was nice.
So you made your commitment to Oklahoma. A lot of people want to know why Oklahoma. What were the things that really just made this the place that you wanted to show up?
Yeah, Oklahoma. Like the biggest thing that stood out for me is just how it isn't mainly football. Like football is always going to be the main thing. Like that's like we're here to win, but the emphasis Coach Venables puts on building you as a man, and like how football is eventually going to end, and just building you as a man, life after football, and for me, like build me as a man in Christ, a follower of Christ. So that's one thing that really stood out to me that because every school is going to have things like player development programs that's going to help players
Yeah.
develop and get ready for after football. But the emphasis OU puts on theirs with the sole mission, those things they go on, that's one thing that stood out to me and my mom. And of course, just the relationship I have with the coaches, Coach B, the O-line coach, just me and him every day talking, getting on the phone with him. I love texting him some of my clips, trying to ask for learn new things I can work on before I get up there. So I kind of have those polished. So him giving me insight that other schools wouldn't. So it's just that's kind of made my decision easy. And that's where I know like OU is where I wanted to be.
Now this one may get you in trouble, and I don't want to get you in trouble, but have you ever seen Coach Beanball smile?
Yeah. I see his smile. It's nice. It's cool. I know it's not often, but when he smiles, it's cool. It's cool.
No, coach. I mean, that's tell me about your relationship with him and just his track record of putting offensive linemen in the league. Like that's, I mean, that's obviously an important piece, but like when you got a guy like that, like how does that affect you?
Oh yeah. So I know me and Coach B's relationship is great. I see him as a great coach, a great mentor. I know he's someone I can definitely go to, like when I need help or advice on something. That he's one of those guys, and I know the way he coaches too is something I like. Like he's real hard on his players. Like a lot of players will take his as maybe he's just hard. He's being hard on me for no reason. But after a few years into the program, you start developing, doing what you can do. You can really see like what he's doing, and like how it's building you as a man and getting ready to be a better player. And his track record proves it because I know guys like Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, Cody Ford, they're all in the league, and there's so many guys. Tyler Guyton, he just got drafted. Creed Humphreys, so many guys that just proves his track record and why he's probably the best O line coach in the history of college football and debatably of all time. So his track record proves it. That's another thing that influenced me to be like, this is where I want to be at to get developed.
Did the conference and OU going into the SEC, did that play a big part in choosing Oklahoma?
Nah, man. I know even when they were in the Big 12, they're still really competitive, still always one of the toughest teams. Like, they're still, I remember the stretch when they had Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, and Jalen Hurts, they're always in the playoffs playing teams like Georgia, Alabama, those type of schools. So they're always going to be out there playing the best competition. So that's one thing I wasn't worried about whether they're SEC or not.
Definitely. So going into the SEC is about being, obviously we got to be bigger, we got to be faster, we got to be stronger. The strength and conditioning coach, Coach Smitty, a lot of stories surround Coach Smitty. Have you heard any crazy stories from Smitty
I haven't
or
asked
about
about it.
him?
I need to ask somebody about it. I know I haven't asked anybody. From what I've heard, it could be pretty bad. So I'm excited. I wish I'm looking forward to it, but I'm excited to attack that challenge. It's gonna be really good.
Definitely. Now, if you guys are just joining us, we're with 2025 interior offensive line commitment, Sean Hutton, Louisville, Texas. Sean is not only just a great kid, but he is a great football player also. And that's why I wanted to have you on because I think that highlighting who you are, again, it helps some of our fan base know you and start rooting for you from the get go. So, uh, who is Sean Hutton? Like if you said, OU fans, Oklahoma guys, this is who you're getting. Who are you as a person?
Me, I'm a follower of Christ, and I'm one person that every day I'm gonna come in, put in work. I'm gonna trust the process, no matter how hard it is, how like what the times are. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to is that I'm ready for the challenge as it is, especially as a preferred walk on. People may be doubting me, but I want to take that as inspiration and help this team out in any way possible I can. So that's the biggest thing I'm excited for, playing with great guys, great coaches, and just being here for the community. So I'm excited to be up in Norman and get to work.
Definitely, definitely. So, and I don't want people to hear this and say, "Oh, PWO." Like Sean, you had a lot of really really quality programs taking a look at you. I mean, Texas was after you, A&M was after you, TCU was after you. So, I mean, you were you're a massive massive piece for this class. And actually, when you committed, I my tweet said that you were a key in this class, and so that's a big deal. You got a lot of quality athletes around you. Who are you already, starting to recruit for to add in not only just this class and but to the future?
Oh yeah, so I know, of course, my friend, you already know Mike. Talk about it almost every other day. I know him. One of our DBs, I want to get him up to a camp. I know Taylor Mayo, he has offers from a lot of other places. I'd love for him to get one from Oklahoma and go there. I know Xavier Bonu, I know if he has the chance to come up here to OU, want him to come. Floyd Bucard, I think his name is, in Florida, Miami Central D lineman. I hope he commits here Wednesday. I know that would be a great addition to the defensive line. And like even Andrew Babaloa, he's another great tackle. Lamont Rogers, I love for him to flip. So those are great guys I really want to see in this class and have potential to be a great O line class as well.
All right, you ready to shake up everybody with a couple predictions?
Oh yeah.
What's OU's record this year going for 2024? First year SEC.
Ooh, 2024. See, regular season there's 12 games. I must definitely say. Let's see, I'm going 8-4, 9-3 between those two. I can
All
see
right, all
games
right.
like LSU at LSU being a tough one. A game with Alabama that's always gonna be hard. Tennessee is gonna be a good game. And just like the constant challenge being the SEC, there's gonna be games you're gonna be banged up. But we're gonna be in the playoffs and definitely have a run. We can make a run in the playoffs too. So I'm excited to see that happen. I definitely feel like we have the talent, the coaching staff, and the fan support behind us to do something like that.
All right, another one for you. You ready?
Oh yeah.
All right. So you got the 2025 class. Give me any predictions that you have for you guys as the 2025 class. Like, what do you predict for your class?
I feel like our class, I feel like especially the O line class in our 2025, depending on how it finishes up, if everything finishes up accordingly, like with what we have now, and maybe another piece or two, I could see our O line in the next 4 or 5 years winning a Joe Moore Award as like the best O line in the country, and potentially the way our defense has been building. I feel like we have a chance to go out and win a national championship in the next few years, especially as people keep coming to Oklahoma. Like, of course, this is like Coach Venable's third year coming up. So, like, he's still new to the program. So, as he's here, he's building tradition. So, it's going to be great. So, I feel like this class, if it finishes up accordingly, if we add a few more pieces, we have a chance to be a great class and do something really special.
Well, man, to everybody watching this video, I hope that you enjoy every single ounce of this because, Sean, I consider you as a friend now. And, man, not only do I root for you as a player and as a fan, but, as a friend. And so if you're just now hopping in, checking this out, make sure you like, subscribe. If you enjoyed hearing what Sean had to say, also share with friends. Sean, you're a Sooner now. And with a Sooner comes horns down. Can you give us nice little horns
Oh, yeah.
down as we
You
wrap up
already
the
know.
show?
Horns
There it
down,
is.
baby. You already know.
There it is. There it is. Well, guys, again, appreciate you for pulling up this Unfair Sports Sooner or Later podcast. Sean Hutton joining us here today. We'll be launching this live here a little bit later. Hopefully, we have more fireworks coming out the rest of this week. So, Sean, thank you again for joining me, man. I appreciate every ounce of it, man.
We said, thank you, Eric. Boomer Sooner. Let's do it.